Good evening, everyone. Hope you all are doing well and having a great Thursday. I just wanted to come to you really quickly with some updates regarding the plagiarism discussion board and quiz, and also give you some things to think about as you move into Unit 1, which you should hopefully already be doing. And if not, this video will give you some things to think about, especially as you move into it. So before I get into Unit 1 stuff, I do want to talk a little bit about the plagiarism discussion board and quiz. So those were due last night by 11:59. If for some reason you did not get everything done in time, either the quiz and or the discussion post, please email me and let me know. I have not started grading those yet. My plan is to start doing that tomorrow and going into the weekend. And I'll be giving you feedback, giving you things to think about that'll be very specific to your writing skills, especially as you move into Unit 1. I want to make sure that you have a good sense of how you're doing with things and what you want to really be thinking about as you move forward into the Unit 1 assignments and forward. I do want to, of course, really give you guys a reminder right now. This course, while it isn't crazy fast paced, because this again is a course that's stretched out over the course of the entire semester, there's a good bit to do. And I know that I've noticed that some of you are already starting to fall a little bit behind with getting things submitted and turned in on time. Please make sure that if you do miss a deadline, reach out to me and let me know. I want to do what I can to support y'all, of course. Just let me know that something's going on, that you ran behind, that again, you went to submit something, the internet went out, whatever it is, just let me know kind of what's going on. And I'll, of course, be more than willing to work with you. Okay. So if you are missing something already in the course, especially if it was what was due last night, reach out, let me know, and I'll be happy to get things opened back up for you so you can get it completed. Okay. So with that in mind, I want to talk a little bit about Unit 1. So Unit 1 serves as a really good, of course, starting place. I mean, numerically, it makes sense to start at number 1, but also it's a good place to start because it provides you with some really good skills that will help you as you move throughout the course of this class. Now, one of the things I want to point out to you as you are looking at Unit 1, content, and again, keep in mind if you go to content, you'll see one introduction to literary analysis, and that's where you're going to want to start. Now, one of the great things about all the units in this class is that you're going to have these two resources with each one of them. You're going to have an advanced organizer and then a checklist. These the way I look at them is these are meant to serve as kind of a home base of if you have a question about something, about what to do, when, so on and so forth, these two are going to serve as really good home bases for you. In addition to looking at the syllabus, looking at the course schedule, the calendar, and of course, reaching out to me. These will serve as really good resources for you. So as you move throughout Unit 1, the biggest thing that you're going to really want to pay attention to are some of these foundational readings. So this first chunk of readings here deals with literary themes. These are things that I promise you're going to go back to again and again and again throughout this class. One of the things that's really great about this class, the way that it's constructed, is that the assignments that you do in all the different units, they do connect the skills do connect to one another throughout, but also they're scaffolded, meaning you do one assignment and it builds on it. It builds and it serves as kind of a building block for what you do with the next assignment, and so on and so forth throughout the semester. Really, it's useful. It really, in my opinion, is the way that an online course especially should be run. But also, I think what it does is it allows you as the student to feel more comfortable with the content that you're digesting and knowing how to use it and work with it as you move into assignments that may be a little more complicated and, of course, are going to be worth more of your grade than the assignment that maybe came before it. Okay, so some things to keep in mind here. Let me reopen that. What is literature? Themes in literature, literary terms glossary. Okay, make sure that you take a look at those. Rhetorical analysis and creative nonfiction. One of the things I mentioned in my first video to you all is that this class is going to give you an opportunity to engage with different genres and types of literature. The first one that you're going to dive into is actually creative nonfiction. So really looking at a text, that's nonfiction and kind of grappling with it. The different options you have for this particular assignment, in addition to the kind of a little reading that gives you some context for what you'll be doing here. on Running While Black, While I'll Always Be an Ocean Person, and America Ruined My Name for Me. All of these deal with some heavier, weighty topics, but they're ones that are applicable to nonfiction texts, but also they're ones that are going to get you to really think and do some of this, do some kind of basic level analysis and kind of get your feet wet a little bit for the kind of work you're going to do in this class. And that, of course, will lead you into the Unit 1.1 assignment. Now, this is going to be due on the 30th. You've got a couple days to still do it. And, one of the things you'll notice about the discussion boards and things moving forward is they're going to be moving a little bit faster. Things will be due a little bit sooner than what we've done so far. And again, don't let that overly stress you. One of the things that is true about this class is that the more you engage with some of these discussion topics, the more you'll get into a rhythm of what you need to do, how you need to do it, and you'll get into a routine for getting these completed. So with this first particular one here, what you're going to do is you're going to choose one of the creative nonfiction essays that you read in the module. So the 3 that I just named off to you, you'll choose one of them. Briefly, in 2 to 3 sentences, identify how your chosen essay connects to one of these themes that are also presented within the content for this unit. So love, alienation, otherness, the American dream, nightmare, quest for identity, coming of age, and conformity and rebellion. And I can tell you that these themes do connect to those stories in some of them really clear ways, some of them in ways that are definitely present, but maybe require a little bit more digging and a little bit more thought behind it. There's not just one set answer to this. You can take these themes and apply them in different contexts and different ways to these texts. And that's one of the things that's great about this assignment. It's an opportunity for you to really be creative. And then what you're going to do in the next part is write a 150 to 200 word original, personal, creative non-fiction narrative that is based on the same thesis or theme that you identified in the essay. So if the essay deals with race, if the short piece that you chose, the essay that you chose, deals with race or race relations, you may choose to write something in your response here that deals with race in a specific way. If it deals with gender, you may choose to write about that. If it deals with loss, you may choose to write about that. So again, this is an opportunity for you to be creative and kind of let those creative juices flow a little bit, while also keeping in mind to have good grammar, have good spelling, all of the things that you know you should have with your writing. And then, of course, the last piece, which is going to be present from this discussion board onward throughout the rest of the class, you will want to make sure to respond to 2 of your classmates. Now, a response is not simply putting, "This is great, nice job." There needs to be a little bit more thought behind it. Try to really engage with your classmates' work. Ask them a question. Dig into something. If you think something's great, tell them why you think it's great. Truly treat the replies like in the same context that you would if you were in a face-to-face class and you were to be discussing, going back and forth with one another in a room about a topic, if that makes sense. Okay? Of course, there is a rubric associated with this assignment. I encourage you to take a look at it. And of course, this is going to be due on the 30th. Now, a couple of things that I want to point out to you before I wrap this video up. So, of course, this is just one portion of Unit 1. There will also be things that you'll want to look at that deal with extending analysis to visual text, researching a school of literary criticism, and then resources that will help with that. I'll do more videos that deal with this kind of as we move forward, but I want to just kind of go ahead and give you a heads up. With this unit, you are going to have a couple of other assignments that will come after this Unit 1.1 discussion. Okay? Now, one thing I do want to let you know is that with this upcoming discussion board, with the Unit 1.1, one of the things that I'll be doing for it, as opposed to what I'll do for the plagiarism boards that I'll grade this weekend, is I'll be giving you some video feedback for the Unit 1.1. One of the things I like to do is I like to provide feedback in different ways throughout my classes, because I know some people like to see their feedback in written form. They need to see words on a page. Some people prefer to watch a video and see, a professor engaging with their work that way. I like to try to cater to my different kinds of learners. Also, it is really fun for me to get to do that. It's just another way for me to engage with you. So don't worry or don't freak out if you happen to see your grade and then you see a video of me. That's not a bad thing. It's not my way of saying, hey, I got to talk to you because what you did is wrong. That's not it at all. It's an opportunity for me just to engage with you in a slightly different context or slightly different manner than just grading something and giving you written feedback. Okay? So that's kind of what lies ahead for you. The next assignment is the 1.1 discussion. Again, I encourage you to go to the calendar and take a look at what's due. You do have, of course, quite a few things that are coming up for Unit 1. But again, never fear. I'm always here to help y'all in any way that I can. Just let me know how I can support you, and I'll do whatever I can. All right? Take care of yourselves. I look forward to grading those plagiarism posts here in the next couple of days, and I look forward to seeing what you have to do with the Unit 1.1 discussions. Take care.